The guard didn't stop me. Maybe he didn't recognize me. Or maybe he did, and simply chose to look through me, like I wasn't worth the wait of a glance. I stepped into the cold, polished silence of Ridgeview Central, clutching a worn folder like it was all I had left. Laughter floated down from the glass box upstairs. Her laugh, sharp, artificial, the kind that used to sound real in the dark when it belonged to a woman I thought I knew. I moved to the counter like anyone else might. Hair unkempt, face tired, coat creased, wearing the thin armor of someone trying not to appear broken. Withdrawal form? I asked. The teller, a young man with soft fingers and the kind of smile you learn in training, glanced up. Name. I gave it. He typed, hesitated, looked again, then vanished into the back without a word. Half a minute later, I heard them. The unmistakable click of heels on stone. Red. Same as before. Her blouse crisp, her skirt tailored, her expression molded into something that had waited years for this moment. We don't give handouts here, she said, voice raised just enough for the small crowd nearby to turn. Then she pivoted, preparing to walk away, already victorious. I said nothing. Not yet. I just opened the folder, laid it gently on the counter, and whispered, requesting a transfer of $4.2 billion. Routing details inside. Stillness. The kind that pulls breath from a room. She stopped mid-step. Even the smile slid from her face like wax from a burning candle. For the first time in a long time, I saw her mass fracture. 3 years ago, she told a judge she wanted fairness. A clean break. No secrets. No debt. Just finality. I believed her. That silence, back then I mistook it for peace. But silence can rot. And rot it did. The first crack? A dinner I hadn't planned. One glass too many. A friend's loose lips. She moved on quick, huh? He muttered. I asked him what he meant. He backtracked. Too late. The second crack came in the mail. A credit report meant for our old address. Mine. Spotless. Hers? She was juggling accounts at banks I'd never heard of. Strange. She used to hate numbers. Always left the finances to me. It wasn't betrayal that haunted me. It was the calculation. She drained every account with surgical precision. No mess. No trace. Just absence. Now she stood behind a desk crowned with her name, playing gatekeeper to overdrafts and desperation. And she thought I was just another casualty. I didn't drink. Didn't rage. I studied. For cities. Burner phones. Fake names. I followed the web. Shell companies dressed in names stolen from second-rate novels. Red Ember, Blue Stag, Onyx Nest. All hers. All created before the ink dried on our divorce papers. Not one disclosed. Not one shared. It was never just money. It was memory rewritten. Intent sharpened like a knife behind her smile. The passwords? Still sentimental. Dead poets. Predictable. I cracked everything. Transfers. Falsified signatures. Statements dated months before she packed a suitcase. And then I found it. The vault. Offshore. Our names. A joint trust left untouched. My name still valid, still binding. Over $4.2 billion buried beneath layers of shadow accounts. She hadn't moved on. She had erased me. So I waited, not for revenge, but for precision. I watched her settle into her throne. Let her believe I was dust beneath her heels. Then I walked in and asked for $150. Not because I needed it, but because I knew she'd try to humiliate me. For .2, she muttered, voice brittle, eyes glued to the documents. The assistant leaned in, lips parted. Is this real? Notarized signatures, tax IDs, authorization codes. All legal, all binding. She didn't answer. Couldn't. She just stood there, breath locked behind her teeth. You should process the request. I said, flatly. Then I leaned forward, just enough for her to hear. You forgot to erase everything, darling. She trembled, a glitch in her perfect choreography. She'd never planned for this, the one move she hadn't rehearsed. No screams, no accusations, just silence, just truth. I didn't take the money, didn't have to. I froze the account. Legal right. Still a co-owner. And the audit team received everything. Every shell, every wire, every lie. She won't go to prison. People like her never do. But the empire she built on deception, that will burn. Her title, her salary, her illusion. I walked past her as quietly as she once left me. Her world collapsing behind that glass. Silent, slow, poetic. Outside, the sky threatened rain. The air smelled of ash and ozone. I lit a cigarette I didn't want, just to feel the warmth. I waited for the rush, the victory, the satisfaction. But all I felt was quiet. Not peace, not grief, just space. And in that emptiness, I finally understood she hadn't left me. She erased me. But now she'll never forget. Even if I disappear, even if my name fades from her lips, I became the shadow behind every mirror she looks into. And that was enough.